Yeah, no, this has not been recording the entire time. LOL. So, well, what do we do? Hi. I'm gonna start from the beginning. I've just recorded, I don't know how long. I've recorded for quite some time. And we weren't actually recording. My iPhone was recording, but I was not looking into that lens. I was looking into this lens. Oh, girl power. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start over. And what sticks sticks and what doesn't. Okay, let's do it. Hi. My name is Tori Kenla, and child, if you do not get off me, get off. I've decided to start a podcast. Now, you might be thinking, not another podcast. But I've never done a podcast, so I'm going to do a podcast. Listen, I've always wanted to do a talk show. I just have. I've always wanted. You know what? You know who inspired me? Lily Moskovitz, The Princess Diaries. And I want to say, if I remember correctly, I think her talk show was called What's Good. So if if that's what it was called, well, listen, Lily, your name really stuck with me all of these years, and so now my podcast name is What's Really Good. So, thank you, Lily Moskovitz. I listen, y'all. This podcast is going to be filled with just a little bit of everything. I'm going to talk a lot about my life. I'm going to bring in some really cool people to interview or just, shoot the shit with. Um, and I want to, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I want to tell y'all a little bit about me and give you just an overview of what to expect with this podcast. As a lot of you know, or if you don't know, I'm very comfortable being in front of a camera. I love being in front of a camera. If you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you will see because I upload those videos, my videos on all of those platforms, and y'all, I have a ball. This stuff brings me joy. So, here we are. Here we are on the yellow couch with our Betsy Johnson stocking blanket because it's November, so we're getting into the holiday. Well, we're already fully in the holiday season. I consider Halloween a holiday because it's my favorite holiday. So we're fully in holiday season swing. My husband and I have already decorated our apartment. The Christmas tree is up. Say what you will, I don't give a damn because we are happy with it. Um, and that also brought us a lot of joy. Decorating. Um, okay. Since my camera wasn't filming this entire time that I gave a whole background, we're just gonna go with it. Listen, yes and over here, okay? Queens and kings of improv. Um, but this podcast is gonna be, it's gonna be about me and my life. I am, as y'all know, Tori Kidla. I am newly a wife. I'm a newlywed. Joshy and I got married in November, not November. Hello? Ciao. We got married at the beginning of this year, January 3rd, 2025. So I'm newly married. I learned that you are a newlywed for an entire year. So I'm still a newlywed. Holler, because we're only in November. So I am an artiste. I'm an artist. I am a performing artist at best. Or I say at best. I say that because that is my medium is performing arts. I am a singer. I'm a lead vocalist and front woman for my own band, Jackie Not Maryland. It's a cover band here in San Antonio. San Antonio born and raised all my life, aside from the 6 years that I went to school out in California, which we will also dive into eventually. Um, I am the oldest of four siblings. Birth order psychology is a real thing, folks. Yeah, the oldest, mind you, and I'm also, if you can't tell, I'm also a woman. So I was a female growing up as the oldest daughter, um, in a divorced household. Also, another story for a different day. I am a vocalist. I'm an actress. I have an acting degree, so I've done a little bit of that. Not my favorite. I really hate to say that. And I've unpacked it with a couple of my friends, that aspect of my life. I wish I enjoyed acting more. I wonder if it's because I got into it at a much later time in life. I wasn't in my first musical slash show until I was 17 years old. And then I didn't actually pursue acting and go to school until I was 25. And then I wasn't in my first professional theater show until the beginning of last year. What was it? March of 2024. And at that time I was 31, almost 32. So you do the math. I guess I'm wondering if the reason that I don't enjoy acting as much as I do being in a band and performing as a vocalist on stage with my band is because I started acting a lot later in life. But also too, I do feel a freedom and like I feel a lot of just freedom being on a stage as a vocalist because I get to do whatever songs I choose. I get to dance. I don't have a mark. I don't have blocking. I don't have line. I don't have to memorize lines. Although I guess technically, you know, singing songs is memorizing lines because you're memorizing lyrics. But anyway, I want to explore that more eventually, maybe with the therapist or maybe with other artists on this yellow couch. Who knows? I have been in two professional theater shows. Two two. When I say professional, I mean I've gotten paid for these shows. So I was in one straight play at the beginning of 2024 and then in a musical at the end of 2024. And then I dropped out of the third musical I was to be or the third straight play I was to be a part of because I was way too stressed out at the end of last year. So, shout out to Velveteen Rabbit. Sorry I had to drop, but the cast was really cool. So, at least as far as I knew, as far as had worked with them. But my favorite show that I have been in here in San Antonio has been Lyric in the Keys, and because let me not get into that. I had a great time doing Crimes of the Heart, and I love the cast. I actually love that story. Crimes of the Heart was the first straight play I ever did professionally here in San Antonio. And then Lyric in the Keys, that was the first professional show musical that I had ever done. Very new show. The playwright, incredible. I love her. Mwah. Roxy, shout out to you. But I think I had just the best time doing Lyric in the Keys because my castmates, are you kidding me? Oh, like I really just was really blessed with incredible castmates with both shows that I did, with Crimes of the Heart and with Lyric in the Keys. So shout out to 100A Productions and shout out to the Magic Theater for blessing me with incredible castmates. I love you guys. I miss y'all. Y'all make me want to jump back into theater. But my love for the stage with my band and my schedule will not allow me to do so because my band is pretty booked up, and so I just don't have the time to be able to set aside a couple months to do a show, a theater show, musical, play. Anyway, what else? I've been singing since I was 9. I didn't start my own band until spring of 2022. 2022? Sorry, spring of 2023. And the reason I started my own band in spring of 2023 is because I quit the band that I previously was with. Um, It was a good run while it lasted, and then it got real messy toward the end. And I was just tired of dealing with one person in particular in this band. And we're good now. We're cool now. I wish him the best, obviously. We're cool now. We really are. But it just was not worth it. It was no longer worth my time. It was no longer worth my energy, but it also was the best thing for me to be able to finally start my own project. And yes, we are primarily a cover band, okay? So we do covers. We don't have original music out yet, but the plan is to do original music. We were supposed to do it this year, but time just slips away when you don't make time for things. A word. Um, oh, my laptop's not charging. I should charge that. Anyway, um, a lot of people ask the name of your band. Where did that come from? If I didn't already say it, the name of my band is Jackie, not Marilyn. Yes, that is like Jackie O and Marilyn Monroe. And it comes from the movie Legally Blonde. So it's in the very beginning of the movie, or toward the beginning of the movie, where Reese Witherspoon, who plays Elle Woods, thinks she is being proposed to by her boyfriend Warner. He's going off to Harvard Law School. She's like, this is the perfect time. They're both about to graduate college with their undergrad, and I think, and they're going to dinner, and she thinks she's getting proposed to, and he is breaking up with her. And that's his reasoning. He says, I need a Jackie, not a Marilyn. And that's where it came from. One of my best friends and I were brainstorming. She actually helped me start my band. She was a huge encourager to start my own musical project. And I was like, all right, well, let's do this. Help me out. Help me out, girl. She's real good with organizing and helping figuring out, and she just really helped me with all of those details and down to the fashion, like crazy. Anyway, and we were sitting at a coffee shop and we were brainstorming different ideas for the name, and she said that. She just like quoted it. She wasn't even using the context of Legally Blonde. She just quoted it, and I was like, that actually really love that. So I wrote it down, and now here we are 2.5 years later, and we are Jackie, not Marilyn. So yeah, I started my own cover band then. And that's what I do. That's what I do. I do cover band shit, yeah. I'm a front woman lead vocalist, and that really is my job. I am a full-time musician. I work and pay the bills doing music, which is such a blessing, because how many people can say that? Or how many people want to be able to say that? You know what I mean? It's really cool. It's really cool. Um, like I said, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of four. I'm the eldest daughter. I have 3 siblings. My sister Emily, she is 4 years younger than me. And I have a set of twin brothers, Scott and Spencer. They are 8 years younger than me. And I want, it'd be really cool for y'all to meet them. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll get the boys and M to come do the podcast, to do what's really good. But I am a child of divorce. I'm a type 1 diabetic. Dexcom G7, let's go. I wear a pump now. The Omnipod 5 really saved my life, I feel. No, but it really did help my A1C like crazy. I usually wear it on my arm, but I've started wearing it on my thigh, which I absolutely love. It's just so much easier. It is so much easier. What else would you like to know? I am a proud Chicana. I am a proud Chicana. Como la flor. Yeah, thank you. You can clap. Thank you. Proud Chicana. I was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas. Proud Tejana. I'm a Nosabo kid, unfortunately. I do plan to change that eventually. I can speak some Spanish, understand even less than, and I sing in Spanish. I grew up singing some mariachi music. I grew up singing Selena. I grew up listening to Selena Cumbia Kings, Linda Ronstadt's Canciones de mi Padre, 1 and 2. Other Spanish artists, other Latin artists. I grew up loving cumbia, loving to dance to cumbia, and gosh, my brain is just going in 1,000 different places with that, because I grew up dancing with my cousins and I having different choreographed routines to different songs, like having choreographed routines to No Tengo Dinero by the Cumbia Kings, or Sabes a Chocolate, or we have a line dance to Antonieta by La Diferencia. So we spent a lot of time performing and having fun with it. And gosh, my childhood was filmed was full of lots of performances and fun and choreography. It was also filled with turmoil. I'm not going to lie to you. Being the oldest of four and then having parents that, you know, didn't necessarily get along and then eventually facing divorce at the age of 14. Not me, obviously. My parents getting divorced at the age of 14. But then also, if I'm just going to be completely real with y'all, also being completely fine with my parents splitting up. When my dad and my mom decided that they were going to divorce, I was very happy. And I'm not kidding. I was happy. I was relieved because it was just our house was not a home. It was not a place of safety or of comfort or of joy. And I'm not my father was never physically my mother or father was never physically or sexually abusive. It was just hostile in the way that things could escalate and my parents could yell and fight and bicker and the anger issues, alcoholism. I will get into that too. I want to keep this introduction episode a little lighter, but these are things that I have struggled with and that my family has struggled with. Both sides, and addiction and generational curses like divorce and poverty and yeah. And I will say that along with this, I am very privileged and I am very thankful for my upbringing, although it was difficult and we had some really rough times. I am very much aware that I'm very privileged, even in the midst of all of those childhood years and adolescent years. I still had it good. I still had a roof over my head. I still had food to eat. I was still able to participate in extracurriculars with singing lessons and dancing lessons, and then eventually being on dance team in high school for a short time. And so, yeah, I am blessed. I was blessed, but it was hard. So, let's see what else. I have a lot of different events in my life that I would like to eventually talk about. Events that some of you may very much be aware of, things that just really shaped me and um, things that helped me become the person I am today, things that were really, really difficult, things that were really wonderful, things that I was privileged to experience, like being able to move to California and go to school out there for 6 years, being able to attend ministry school, being able to attend acting conservatory, being able to complete both of those schools, being able to attain my acting degree, being able to go back to school after returning home to San Antonio and become a licensed cosmetologist. A lot of things I've been able to do, and a lot of incredible people that I've met along the way, which I'm going to introduce you all to. You will see some of these different people, these friends, these people that have become family, people that I love, 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 and that I'm so thankful for, and that have been home to me. So you will get to meet them eventually as well. I'm not entirely sure who all that will be or who all is down to come sit with me on this yellow couch. But I think we will have some willing takers. I think we will have some people, and it'll be really cool for you all to get to, just I think what I'm excited about is, y'all being able to see into my life and see into what Tori has gone through and what Tori is about and what Tori is working toward and get to share a piece of my life, share a slice of my life and see and get to meet the people that I love and the company that I keep. So I'm really excited. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting any important or major factors, if you will. I think I've said most of it. I said I'm type 1 diabetic. I'm a performing artist. I sing and I act and I dance too. I am a wife. I am a daughter of the King. Shout out God. Um, it'll be fun to break that down too because I love God and I have a relationship with the Lord, Jesus and the Holy Spirit, but I do not share a whole lot of the same religious beliefs, I guess you could say, than a lot of people I've grown up with and that I have gone to school with. What else? Gosh, I'm a newlywed. I have one original song out. I can't remember if I said this or if this is what was I thought was being recorded, but actually wasn't. I do have a single out. It is on Josh's most recent project. It'll be under the song title is Tallest Girl in the World, and it's under my maiden name, so Victoria Ross. And my name's spelled a little funky. It's Victory A. And yes, it's really spelled like that. And if you're spelling the shortened version, if you're spelling my nickname, which I prefer to go by, Tory, Tory. But my song is Tallest Girl in the World, Victoria Ross. Stream it if you like. If you'd like, you should really stream the entire album. It's really good. It's Josh wrote everything aside from my song. I wrote my song. But he wrote everything, he produced everything. It's under the album name is Disco in the Basement, artist name Pastel City Lights. So I'm very proud of that body of work. He worked a long time and worked very hard, and he actually got a grant from the city. Shout out to, oh gosh, what was it called? Get Creative SA? I think that's what it's called. um, yeah, and he released that back at the beginning of 2023. What else, y'all? Jeez, okay. Well, I feel like that's really it. This is going to be my journey. Obviously, that's not it, but you're going to see me retell my story and revisit my own journey and my own experiences in my life from being the oldest sibling, or I'm sorry, the oldest of four, to being a performing artist, both on an acting stage and on a singing stage or on a stage with the band. You're going to hear me and my chisme and just you'll hear my day to day. You'll hear me break down what it looks like for me to be signed to an acting agency. I'm a part of an agency here in town, an agency that represents Texas, I think California now, New Mexico. And yeah, I'm just gonna talk to you all as if we're just sitting on a couch at home because that's exactly what we are doing. And I'm going to try my best to stay on track. No, I'm not. That's a lie because I don't stay on track. And that's the fun part about it. Um it's just going to be a comfy cozy type of vibe, and we'll dive into the arts. We'll dive into different episodes with different artists. I would love to bring some of my musician friends in, some of my acting friends in, some my friends that aren't in the performing arts creative space, but I have a friend that's a model who's also in the military. I want to see if she'd be down to do an episode with me. And so, also pause all that to say humans are so complex. I love us. I do. And we really are created in the image of God because people try to put you in a box and it's like, no, you can't put me in a box. Just like you can't put God in a box. Okay. Do not put me in a box. Yeah, we'll get down to the nitty gritty. Maybe one day I'll do an episode where I'm answering questions. We shall see. This is going to be exciting and fun, and let's all just pray that I stick with it. That I am disciplined enough to stick with this because I think this is going to be good, y'all. I think this is going to be good. Because what's really good? This is what's really good. Real life. Okay. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being with me on my first episode. This is crazy. This has been a brainchild. A brainchild? I don't think that's it. No. This has been in the works for quite some time. Okay, I'm out of here. It's now probably like 1 in the morning, so I should go. I'm going to try to edit this tonight. Let's see how it goes. Peace out, y'all. Take care. God bless. Don't forget to drink water.